Hello everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and today I want to level with you, with the people who actually value what I have to say and really take what I say to heart and apply it to their lives when it comes to better purchasing. It's really important, and I love sharing my knowledge, my passion with people who enjoy being educated consumers. You don't want to just buy something that a bunch of people or a super huge YouTube channel says it's incredible and you have to buy it, and then they have their own personal links so you can go and do that. I have links as well for a lot of stuff, but I only link things that I have either owned, bought with my own money, or that I actually love. So it has to be stuff that I actually want to promote. I have been offered many times to promote things that I don't like. And I have been on record for being brutally honest. And this is something that I've been noticing from some of my favorite channels. I follow all the big YouTubers, all the big knife tubers, and I technically fall into a category of a knife tuber, but clearly you can see my channel is freaking tiny. This video is probably only gonna get 100 views if I'm lucky. But for the people that actually watch my stuff and that care what I have to say because of how picky I am, or my preferences, or my ability to sharpen or customize, or just be honest and be real and sound like an actual consumer, because that's all I've ever wanted to be. I want to be able to consume product, make educated purchasing decisions, and be able to enjoy things as they are, or maybe buy something with a project in mind. And this is something that I want to do to give back to the community that has been so kind to me. I've said this many times before, that I want to get myself to a position where I can buy stuff with my ad revenue or support from other people, or from my sharpening services or customization services, which honestly, I don't make squat from those really. In fact, I've even been told by many people that I've done customization work for that I was too cheap to really believe. And so I don't really know how to take that kind of stuff. It kind of makes me think maybe I should raise my prices on offering sharpening or customization services, whatever I'm doing for somebody else. But at the same time, I don't want to seem unreasonable either. One of the big things right now that has been really picking at me is that even though I've been influenced by the largest channels in the knife community, the knife tuber scene, some channels are still running, some aren't anymore. Some have exploded in popularity, which great for them. They've earned it, absolutely. I'm not dogging on them for doing what they've had to do to get to where they are. I know that I'm going to be at a much slower pace because I'm brutally honest. And if you're an individual that values real world use, application, honesty, transparency, then this is a channel you should probably follow, because there have been times where I've had the opportunity to work with certain brands, not so much knife designers, but more of like knife companies, and to just show something off. Sometimes, well, most of the time, it's a really like cheap, dinky little knife. And I spend a lot of time to make content. I'll make videos on other platforms as well, even on Amazon. I'll have a company reach out to me and be like, hey, we're gonna send you this knife. If you're interested, review it. It's free, you do what you want with it. And then I make a video, I make content, I'm honest, I do my own thing, and I tell them, hey, am I allowed to be who I want to be? Because this is my channel. Can I be honest with it? This isn't something that I would actually buy, or this isn't something that I agree with, or this isn't something that I like, or that I don't think other people would enjoy as much unless you did a little bit of this or a little bit of that, and just trying to grow. I'm not just crapping on people just for the hell of it. When I see something, and I know a lot of people can relate to this, when I fall in love with a knife, but there's just that one little thing that just sends me through the fucking roof, I get passionately angry about it because I'm just like, it could have been perfect. There was just that one little thing, and it could be anything. It could be the factory edge was shit. Okay, well, that really just depends on your skill of sharpening said blade material or edge angle or blade shape. I would consider myself just past like intermediate. You know, I think I'm pretty good at sharpening, and I'm very proud of my edges that I'm able to produce. But that kind of leads me into something else. So currently, right now, something I've noticed is a lot of my favorite big knife channels have gotten just swamped with product to review. They have boxes stacked up in their PO box surrounding them, and they have got themselves to the point, not out of greed or anything, but they have gotten themselves to the point where they are no longer actual subjective knife reviewers. They're just a spokesperson. They're just advertisement for these companies that don't really spend much money in doing their own advertising. So that's a huge part of a budget for a company is advertisement. And for a company to only have to send out some product for free, that could very well easily be a write-off. I don't know 100% how that works, but if I was a company and I wanted my product to be seen by the max amount of people, I want my product to go to the biggest channels, because bigger channels, more eyes. It doesn't matter if they're a good reviewer or not, because it's just more exposure. And I get it, that's how a company's supposed to be run. But when a company reaches out to somebody like me and I'm honest with them and I tell them, hey, I don't like what you guys are producing, you can do this, this, and this with it, and guarantee, I put my life on it, it'll be a whole lot better. But because it comes from me and how small my channel is, it goes in one ear and out the other, and they continue producing the same trash, the same garbage over and over again, and they don't improve. A lot of these things come from just wanting to push sales. And we've seen this time and time again. For example, this guy right here, the HX or XH Outdoor little folding titanium pocket knife. This was sent to me for free. I spent a lot of time making content on this unit right here. It was the worst knife I have ever had on my channel. I've been doing this for close to 4 years, and this was the worst thing I have ever experienced. And there's a good chance, a pretty high chance, honestly, that this was a pre-production sample potentially, or this was one made with like scrap parts just thrown together, or maybe this just somehow passed quality control. But tell me why some of my favorite large and small channels that have reviewed this said a bunch of good things about it, and I'm probably the only person that said any bad stuff about it, with real proof of showing how horrible it is. But most people wouldn't know that because they're not willing to watch my longer format videos. That's another thing as well, that I do put a lot of time and effort into making my longer format content. And longer, I mean 15 to 20 to maybe 25 minutes. That's a long time. That's a good chunk of your day. I understand. And that's why I've been making the extra effort to take these videos and pull highlighted information in the form of YouTube Shorts. And my YouTube Shorts do a million times better than my full-length videos. But then I have people who, I also link the video too. I get just one click away and you can go to the full video and get the entire context of something. But I have a lot of people who I recognize their account tag and name, and they'll just watch a YouTube short and then not watch the actual full-length video to not get the full context. So there are some times where I'll highlight something in a negative light and I'm like, hey, I really don't like this. This is bad. This sucks. Why did they do it like this? I don't understand why. And then some random person will be like, oh, why did you buy the knife? Well, you wouldn't have known that the knife was actually sent to me for free, and that's why I'm checking it out. But clearly, if I spent all that time and effort to make a lot of content on a knife that was really, really bad, and I didn't bother linking it when the company reached out to me and said, hey, here, you can sign up for our affiliate program, you can make some money off of pushing our product. And I sent them multiple pictures, and I linked all my videos. They can see everything. It's all public of how horrendous this product was. So I'm clearly a channel who can be absolutely subjective. Another company that I want to highlight that is doing incredible work now, but in the past they weren't. Remet Knives. So I was probably one of the earliest channels to show them off, and I'm sure some of you guys know this whole story. It's nothing super special, but I was showing off most of Remet's product when they were originally QYGMGS. And this is something that I am kind of butthurt about, because I made all this content showing off their stuff and got basically zero recognition for it. And then once they rebranded and went to Remet, I was sent some stuff for free. I made my real opinion videos, and then it was just crickets for a while. All of a sudden, I saw them come out with premium things and started sending stuff to the big channels, the real big channels. And I was just like, hey, I've been showing off your guys' stuff for a long time. I know I have a small channel, but I give a lot more time to your product. So do you want a 30-second segment on a big YouTuber's channel, or do you want full-length, in-depth videos showing off all the potential good quality control and highlighting all the details of your machine work and talent? What do you want? But I'm a small channel. So do you want good quality content, or you want kind of crappy quality content that isn't going to do your product justice? And these are the conversations I had with Remet, or the team that deals with marketing. And they essentially told me that it just makes more sense for them to work with the larger channels for their more expensive stuff, but they would still be willing to send me every once in a while, if I was interested, some of the more budget stuff. An opportunity is an opportunity, and I told them, I said, yeah, I'm still down for that. You know, it is still a blessing to be able to work with certain brands and to share their stuff, but I still want to be able to do what makes me happy and be honest, because I consider myself a public figure. What I say goes up and will forever be up for people to go and look at and just see what I said a couple of years back. So I had told them I want to be able to do my thing and be honest and give away and give back to the community. And they're like, yeah, you do what you want. And even still now, when I reach out to test some of their premium stuff, it's either crickets or just straight up like, nah, we're good. We don't need you for that. We have so-and-so over here giving a freaking 1-minute spotlight mixed in with 20 other knives in one video. But because it's easily consumable content on a huge channel, that, 2-minute spotlight is enough for their marketing team. So that's kind of something I'm not a huge fan about. And I'm kind of understanding where I fall at this moment in time in the community, for at least the YouTube side of things. What makes me happy and what I can see clearly, what makes a lot of other people happy and things I get the most compliments and viewer interaction. And I love talking to anybody and everybody in the community. I do my best to reach out and to continue talking to people and sharing my skills, knowledge, or tips and tricks, whatever it is, on customization or sharpening, or my opinions on this, that, and the other. One of the things that I love doing is customization. I didn't buy it looking like this. This is the Arc Form Theory. It has a custom ano job. I did that. I'm pretty sure I recorded myself doing it, and I've had many people that ask me, how did you do that? Well, if you subscribed and you paid attention, you would have seen me do this and what I've done to it, as well as like this. This is a Crawford one. It is a budget cold steel knife, and it's pretty freaking sweet. It's not something that I would have bought on my own, but my supervisor at work got it as a gift for me, and that means a lot to me because it's another member in the community that thought of me and that did something to bless me, right? And with that, I created something that was fun and interesting, you know, and I made content showing how I do the rock texturing and the angle that I think is good for this, and the flame hardware and the clip and all that. And, you know, I made it special. I made it unique. Stuff like this is what makes me really happy. And the kind of stuff that I see a lot of people are just like, wow, a lot of other channels, a lot of the big guys don't do that. Well, it's because they don't have the time. Most of these guys, they have their own jobs. Some of them probably have 2 jobs. They have family, they have kids. They just don't have the time, but they have the audience. So that's where they're like, do I do the stuff that makes me happy, or do I just become a spokesperson for the next, 30 freaking knives that I have to deal with this week, while I'm over here spending multiple weeks on one knife, giving it real pocket time, putting it through its paces, doing all this sharpening, testing angles and different grits, and then anodizing and just testing the fit and finish and durability, things like that. I want to make my content relatable and for the people who actually give a shit, and for the people that use their stuff. Like, and if you have been watching me for any length of time, you know that I don't have anything that's a safe queen. I've had some rather expensive knives on my channel, and everything gets used, but not abused, definitely. Things like this right here. This is a pricey-ish kind of knife, but it also comes from a more budget-oriented kind of brand. This is the FM1 by Cold Steel. Cold Steel is known for doing super tough, robust things, but recently they put out something that is very different from what they typically do. S35VN and titanium with milling, and I put this cool two-tone anodization where it looks blue one way and then gold in the other. It gets a little fingerprinty and oils kind of smudge out the color, but you get the point. I have the time and the ability and skill to do things that most enthusiasts would want to see. And so that kind of brings me to, this video doesn't need to be any longer. I'm considering, very much so, to do a Patreon for people who actually give a shit about what I do on this channel. I love creating stuff. I love creating content, but I think I like customizing knives more than I like creating the content. It's a real bummer when I spend a lot of time on videos, putting in all my blood, sweat, and tears, essentially, taking a lot of time away from my own family and sometimes my other responsibilities, just to be able to make content, to be able to, I guess, kind of stay relevant, but I still want to do the stuff that makes me happy. And customizing, anodizing, and sharpening, that kind of stuff is what makes me happy, and the stuff that I see people interact with the most. So this is something that I'm proposing, and let me know down in the comments if this is something that you would be interested in. I'm very much considering opening up a Patreon account only for the people who really want to support me, believe me in what I do, what I say, trust me, and are interested in owning pieces that I've created. Now, I'm a nothing. I'm no one special, but what I can do out of passion is very different than what a big YouTuber can do with just giving something away that was given to them for free. There's a big difference in what I'd be doing, because I'd be taking a knife that either I bought with my own hard-earned money out of passion for creation, or customizing something that was sent into the channel for free. I do my review, I do what I need to do to satisfy them. I give an honest review, of course, and then I customize it and give it away to the Patreon members. So this is really going to be for that very small category of people who actually value my customized work. And I'm not doing like super crazy finishes, because a lot of what I have to do and work with are hand tools and very basic techniques and methods. But again, this is all just passion driven. I have seen it time and time again, and I suppose I can take it as flattery. I have seen some of my knives that have been customized sell for more on Blade Binge or other aftermarket places. Like I've had people take a screenshot of something and be like, hey, this person's trying to sell a knife that I'm pretty sure you customize, and they're trying to get however much more out of it because you customized it. And I take that as flattery, but at the same time, if I try to take a knife, right? And so let's say this guy right here, this is CGRB Prado. This is a all of $50 or maybe $60 knife, but I put a lot of time and effort into this, into the blade. And if you guys saw my customization of this blade, I made a lot of content, a full in-depth video of how I did the rock spine, the finish, the sharpening, why I chose the edge. There's skiff washers in here. It's freaking awesome. I love this knife. But let's say I tried to tack on an extra 10, 15 bucks because of my time and effort, my skills. It would just sit there, and people most likely wouldn't buy it directly from me. But I have seen multiple times where people buy stuff on the cheap from me on Blade Binge because I don't like to add money to something that I customize, because I understand for the most part I'm devaluing something. Now, unless I was like a really, really well-known customizer, like if I was like the knife modders, right? If I was those guys, then yeah, their stuff sells for hundreds of dollars more, but I'm not them and I'm nowhere near their skill level. But a lot of the stuff that I can do is pretty cool, and a lot of the stuff that I have done does stick around in some people's collections. I have had some people tell me like, hey, I specifically seek out the stuff that you do because I know it's going to be sold for a good value, but it's also unique and kind of special, and I kind of like your videos too, so it's like I'm supporting you. And that makes me feel like I'm genuinely connected to the community. I'm not just some freaking person on your TV or phone or monitor that's just selling you the latest and greatest bullshit. I want to connect with people on a real level and share my work with the people who actually value my stuff. So this is definitely what I'm proposing. With the money that I earn from ad revenue, or what I get from Patreon, or maybe I just buy completely on my own. For example, the Monakala Knives Assault Team Model 1. Full titanium S35VN. I love this knife for what it is, for its price, because there really isn't anybody else doing this. And honestly, a lot of channels didn't really do this knife justice and have kind of forgotten about it. But I think there would be plenty of people that if I bought one of these and fully customized it, and from what I've learned from this, make an even cooler looking one and then offer it as a giveaway for Patreon members. Not even to buy off of me, but to give away for people who genuinely love me and what I do and want to support me. I think that that's probably going to be the best middle ground for me to be able to continue making content and be able to give, because giving feels great. As much as I need and want money, it feels a whole lot more to give. And I say that genuinely. So I think it would be pretty neat. It would also grow my channel as well. That's the biggest thing too. If I'm able to grow my channel slow and steady, and then be able to give cool shit to the people who actually support me, because I can see a number of 2,500 and some change subscribers, but all those 2,500 and some change subscribers, a lot of those are probably only sticking around because maybe they liked one or two of my videos, or maybe I did influence them, or maybe they just hopped on because I did a giveaway in the past, you know? but what number of people actually want to support me? I don't really know how Patreon works. I'll figure it out, and you'll see in the near future if something even comes of this, but that's something that I want to do. Maybe there's another channel or two that's doing something similar. I'm not trying to copy anybody. This is just kind of something that was proposed to me by essentially my top subscriber. We've been talking back and forth, and we've known each other for many years. I've never met the guy in person, but he's in damn near all of my videos, all my comments, also interacting with other individuals as well. He's definitely backed me up on stuff, and he gives me a lot of credibility as well. And it makes me feel nice that there's somebody out there that's actually willing to support me and listen to what I say and see me grow as not only me, but through my channel as well. So that's what I want to do. I want to be able to do what makes me happy, not just focus on the money, give to the people that like my stuff. And I think that is something healthy that I should do, instead of just chasing the money by promoting garbage product that doesn't actually satisfy or scratch that itch for me. Like for example, there are two knives that I picked up within this last month or so that I am in no position to be buying stuff, but I'm really happy that I did, because I've experienced something pretty special. The North Mountain Blades BB&M, designed by Dwayne Dwyer. This thing is sick. This is the first time I checked out anything from North Mountain Blades, and I was absolutely blown away. I did multiple sharpenings. I talked about the blade material. I said a lot of good things and plenty of bad things about it, because I'm a real person. I'm a real consumer, just like you guys, or at least the people that care about what I say. This right here, I forgot the name of it. It was like a T085 or 95 or something like that. This is an Olaton's knife. This is the most premium model, not the most premium version, but the most premium model that Olaton's produces. And I've given this knife a lot of content and screen time, and I love this freaking thing. Yes, it is a pricey knife, and I said plenty of good things about it and a couple bad things about it, because that's what a knife reviewer is supposed to do. They're supposed to be honest and not just sell you on shit, but actually share findings, sharpen things, push things to the absolute maximum potential of its limit, and then share customization. I think customization is one of the best forms of expression for truly loving something. Like, I have a large Sabenza that I've just been sitting around trying to figure out what I want to do with it, because that knife is probably going to stay in the collection for a long time, unless something like horrible happens to me and I just need a couple $100 out of it. But I want to customize it. I love that knife for what it is, and there's things that it isn't, but that is my top form, my highest form of love and passion, and it is expressed in customization. Like this little guy right here, this is a Fair and Forged Stinger. It's received flipper tab delete, stonewash, beautiful edge, skiff bearings. The hardware has been torched to bronze. The clip has even been stonewashed as well. And this was a little passion project that took me a long time to get together. If you know the backstory on this, sound off in the comments definitely. But this was a very long-term passion project, and it doesn't really look that special, but this is what I'm saying, is that I love this knife, and I did things to it to make it unique to me and something that I think someone else would find valuable, not just because it's coming from me, but also because work went into it. It's either one of a kind or special, unique, and they just like that kind of stuff. But that's what I want to do. That's why this video is as long as it is, because I want to do something and offer a way for people to actually interact with me on a whole lot more personal level, collect the stuff that I make, trade it for all I care, sell it and make more money off it for all I care, but you'd be getting it essentially for free because you actually support me. So that's what I want to do. Again, I still have to look into how Patreon works, because I don't know how it works realistically. It can't all be for free, but I'm sure I have to pay something into it potentially. Again, I don't know how it works, But I want to offer this for the people that actually care about what I do and what I have to say and what I create and the value of that kind of stuff. So that's it pretty much. So let me know what you guys think about this. For all the 5 people that actually watched one of my 30-minute videos, let me know down below what you guys think of what I could do, what would be enticing for Patreon members. I'm definitely open to any suggestions for sure, but obviously this has to make sense for me financially as well. So I'm in no position to just be buying a literal shit ton of knives just to give them away to people and spending hours and hours and hours of customization and sharpening and, you know, just to give away. If I had all the time in the world, I would sit here in my garage all damn day just working on knives. And then when I need a break, I'd go outside in the back, chill with my plants in my nice little garden, because that's my happy place. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and leave a like down below. If you are subscribed, thank you so much. I appreciate all your support and your patience, of course. If you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing as I put more videos and content coming you guys this way. With that being said, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.